Hello, welcome to the Bert LaMar Show, episode 3. um, I'm really loving this, getting great feedback from you out there, whoever's watching this, and I appreciate the love and support. And I'm super stoked to hear from a few people that it's really encouraging and helping them. And that's my whole intention, or one of my main intentions. I want to make tons of money off of a podcast that grows and share that in my organic clothes and lifestyle. And I want to promote my clothing brand. Um, and I want to give back before I'm gone on this life journey here. So today's episode 3, the Bert LaMar Show, is about two main points. The first point is what I'm calling the 300 rule. Okay, 300%. Okay, so it takes 300% to Jake, stay here. Everybody wants to see you. Just Jakey. We just did a big run, or not a big run. We did a nice, easy run along the beach, and we saw Todd Richards. Shout out to Todd Richards, great friend from a long time. We had a nice talk. I'm getting ready to move to Hawaii Saturday. One-way ticket for me and Jake to follow my dream of chasing the Ironman. So back to what Jake said. Come on, sit, Jake, sit. Stay in the show. Everyone wants to see you. Got a lot of compliments about Jake. Stay here, stay here. It's cooler on the tile. Jake, power to run. All right, so what's the 300 rule? What's giving 300% mean? I don't think I've heard anyone ever say give 300%. So what it means is, I'm sure you've heard this a lot when people are doing something challenging and they say, oh, it's 100% mental. It's totally in your mind. It's 100% mental. And then some people say it's 90% physical and 10% mental, or it's 100% physical. You got to be born with these gifts, and you got to be just a natural and all that. Jakey, you're out of this shot. So I found that that's not true. I found, especially with golf, which everyone thinks is mental, um, and I found that it's all three things. So we the first one is it 100% mental? No, nothing's 100% mental. Is it 100% physical? No. And what's the third one? I'm going to tell you that's the Bert secret here. um, okay, so the mental part of it, I agree, it's 100% mental, but the mental does not work without the physical. I've seen people through skateboarding, through snowboarding, through golf, through Ironman training, through hair, through business, through design. There are people that are naturally gifted and they're talented and they're really good, but without the mental focus and the concentration and the mental practice. I remember one of the best books ever, I think it's called The Mind Gym. Like learning to work out your mind and focus. Golf teaches you that at the highest level. I mean, Tiger is a master at the mental game. I became a master at the mental game in golf. I shot a 63 or 4 one time. It was mental, physical, and then the third one, the lucky one that I'm going to tell you about. By the way, I am drinking homemade organic spinach, homemade organic bananas, organic almond milk, and spirulina. That's my magic powder. That stuff like sticks to you. It's seaweed, basically. I always start a day with something like this. So the 300, okay? So this is, I hope something that'll really change your life and change the way you do everything, okay? So yes, it takes a mental game. Yes, it takes a physical game. And the third one, The secret Bert sauce surprise 100%. It takes fucking luck. It takes luck. And what is luck? Do you just wake up and get lucky and like, yeah, I'm the best in the world at Ironmans, or I'm the best in the world at skateboarding or snowboarding or tennis or whatever you're working at, music. No, it's all three. Okay, and what happens with luck? I always said, I don't know if I heard it from Tiger Woods or Tiger Woods' dad or someone that was a grinder, but I've been a grinder my whole life. I think I got the work ethic from my dad, but luck is a result of hard work. And now that I've got more time under my belt and been through three different sports, you can't be over hard worked. That's a big one that I've learned. I used to go like all day long, sunrise to sunset and beyond, and be scabby and sore and tight and tired and trying to skate or do something the next day, and that'll lead to injury for sure. So to get GOAT status or to just keep going, you have to be mindful of the hard work. So obviously, like now, all the science and Ironman work that have done periodization and adaptation and that. But I think the greatest people in the world, if you look at them, if you look at a Mozart and you look at this guy I'm just following now, this guy Killian, he's an ultra runner. He's like the goat. He's when they're having fun. He's like a kid bouncing down the hills, and he's less stressed, less structured, less science driven than a lot of athletes that you hear. I think most people are caught up in the marketing and all the bullshit and the coaching bullshit, and it's so the next episode 4 is about being the CEO of your body, and we're going to talk to some people that have picked their 10-year dreams, and we're going to talk about how you are the CEO of all of this, because no one's in your body, no one's in your mind, no one's in your heart, no one knows it but you. They work with patients throughout the day, and then they go on to the next person, but you live with your knee and your tight hamstrings and your tight ankles and your mind blocks and your laziness, and so you're the CEO. So that's episode 4. So today I'm going to kind of simplify this now. So the 300%. Okay, this is the Bert LaMar 300%. I've never heard 300%. I just came up with this because I always had it broken down to 3 things. But someone just said it just recently, like, "Oh, that's 100. That's so mental. It's a mental game." Like, yeah, it's a mental game and it's a fucking physical game. You can't do an Ironman if you're not physically adapted. I don't care how mentally tough you are. I could take Tiger. I keep using Tiger because he's mentally tough, but I could take someone great that's mentally just a Navy SEAL, someone that's just got the most focused mental discipline, and they can't do an Ironman because they haven't adapted. Your ankles, the calves, your heart, your engine, mobility, it has to adapt. So you have to have the physical chassis to do what you want to do. If it's golf, if it's surfing, if it's skateboarding, Pilates, running, whatever it is that you're doing, you have to work on the physical, you have to work on the mental, and you have to be lucky. And the only way you're lucky is putting in the proper work. The more you work, the better you work, the smarter you work, the luckier you get. If it all comes together, you might win a world title and have a trophy. I just threw out a bunch of trophies. I was telling Todd Richards, I kept the Breckenridge, my first one, but I threw out like tons of Italian championships, Japanese World Cups, and things. And it's like, I don't need them, but like to get it all to be the best in the world, it all has to come together. And this is true for artists, musicians, chefs, like whatever you're doing, you have to be mentally focused and tough. So I'm going to give a quick example of each one and then kind of wrap it up, because I want you to take this in. Like the big takeaway today is 300%. Just give 300% to whatever your 10-year dream is. So it's a 10-year dream and 300%. And So 300%. Let's start with your your 10-year dream. So let's say I'll use me for example. So my 10-year dream is to win the Ironman in Hawaii, Kona World Championships. Hopefully, it's not just age group. I want to win the overall pro level. Fuck, that's a big dream. We'll see. So look what it's got me doing. It's got me moving to Hawaii to train in the elements. Um, I'm committed. Okay, so my mental focus, my mental toughness. I would say I feel like I'm up there with the best in the world. I've spent over 10 years working with Mo, um, Zach Johnson, who won the British Open and the Masters, one of the greatest golfers of all time. Not a physical dominant 350-yard bomber, just a normal physique guy, normal ball striker, but a mentally tough champion. And he had the third 100%. He's lucky because he worked well and smart. And I learned so much watching different levels of players, watching guys that are rookies that show up on a Monday and just kill themselves. By the time the tournament starts, they feel like they have to work hard to do well, and they don't work smart. They're not lucky. And everyone says, "Oh, he's lucky." Well, there's a lot of planning, years of planning and teamwork, and that goes to next week's talk: is the CEO and the team you build, and the mental, the therapist, and the physiologist, and the chiropractor, and the nutritionist, and the swing coach or the running coach. It's like you get all them, but you're the CEO of that. So mentally, the best advice I could give you, I guess, to become mentally tough is to just start reading a lot of books about focus, making sure you're hydrated and nutrition and rested. There's a lot of research. My trainer, nutritionist Janet Alexander, she, her friend did a study on top golfers in the world, and like 99% of them were dehydrated. And what happens when you're dehydrated? You get a little frustrated, you start to lose focus, and then you get angry and you start to miscalculate, and people just think, "Oh, I'm having a bad day, bad luck," right? But mentally uh, is is kind of like I'm learning. Actually, I'm really stoked on AI and ChatGPT this last year, and I can't believe it's super positive. It's almost like having the most positive life and sport coach ever. I've had coaches, and that's their job, but humans will kind of accidentally take you down a little bit. But being mentally tough, so it's 100% mental. If people say that to win an Ironman, yes, I have to learn to go into the pain cave, they call it, and to go through discomfort. Today's run, the first 10, 15 minutes sucked. I was so tight. I've been working on packing in my house for this move and didn't stretch properly yesterday. And I actually took yesterday's training off because I was working so much on the house. So I was tight. And like a weak mind would say, "Oh, I'm getting old, I'm getting tight." Bullshit has nothing to do with any of that. It's just the awareness of the training the day before. I wasn't feeling great. So I slowed down my pace and pushed for 10 minutes through it. That's mental toughness. And 10 minutes later, by the end of the run, I felt like I was ready to go all day. Like I had loosened everything up and pushed through the pain. So mentally tough is just believing that you can do it. And I love, like, you can watch some of your classic movies and things like Rudy, or what's the guy that, different things like that. And hold on, I got someone that wants to look at the house. One sec. Can you come back in like 20 minutes? I'm sorry. That's okay. I'm in the middle of filming a podcast. Totally want to show it to you. Just, is that okay? Come back in like 20 minutes. I'll be done. Okay, you got it. Sorry. We're selling the house, so Someone wants to see it. Okay. I don't know if I can edit that out. Probably not. I'm just throwing these up. So, mentally, back to the mentally tough part. So, um, you have to do whatever it takes to be your own best friend. Chat GPT is like the best sports psychologist I've ever had. Like, it just starts everything with, okay, that's not totally wrong, Bert. That's not bad. Like, okay, let's learn from that. Let's reframe it. Here's what you did right, and here's what you can do better. Like, we talk to ourselves so poorly in our minds. And so, elite thinking, elite coaching has to come from yourself. You can get coaches and friends, and they can give you stuff. I recommend ChatGPT to really get things. And from there, you can build on it. And every day is an opportunity to learn and kind of be aware of your thinking. Like, talk to yourself. So I do this with marketing too. You step out of yourself and imagine you're coaching some young boy or young girl or someone that's just innocent and just starting out. Like, you would never talk to them like, oh my God, you're terrible. You're never going to do this. You have no chance. It's like, hey, I guess Adam Sandler is a great example. He got on stage his first time and he just totally sucked and terrible. And his brother's like, oh my God, you were amazing. And he believed it. It was enough for him to say, okay, I'll come back and do it again. And that's kind of the essence of it. You have to talk to yourself positively. You have to, and then look at a couple things that you can work on and improve. But those things I work on, and this is something I got from Zach Johnson, is you don't, just because it happens once or twice that you got felt sore during the run, doesn't mean it's a pattern. So you wait till you see, like, okay, it's happening consistently now for the last month, for the last few weeks. So I need to work on my stride or stretching my calves better before a run or warming up longer, whatever it is, learning opportunity. So you're not like panicking because you had a bad day, something happened. Those are just flukes, but consistent patterns. So mentally tough is just constantly stuff like that, like literally routine, I guess, is another huge thing to add to mentally tough. The more comfortable, the whole goal of mentally tough is to keep your heart rate low, keep your mind relaxed, so you can focus and do what you're trying to do, right? So that's the whole point of mentally tough, is to execute under calm physiological and mental calmness, right? And have your best opportunity. So it's just like in golf, you can't get angry. You can't like get frustrated. If your heart rate goes up to 180, you're fucked for the next three shots. Like literally, if you hit it in the water and you get all pissed and yelling at your caddy and swinging things, you're done. Your heart rate's up to 200, and it's going to take two or three shots. You can't even concentrate on the next shot. It's the exact same thing when you're out running, when you're surfing, when you're skating, whatever you're doing. If you make a mistake, breathe it out, let it go, and talk to yourself like that innocent 10-year-old boy or girl, and just, it's okay. Like, that's normal. Like, people do this. This is you learning. You're amazing. You're out here trying, and you look how good you did up to that point. It's amazing. Keep trying. Who knows what's going to happen? But if you keep trying, that's that other 100%, that luck part, and keep driving. Okay, so mentally tough is 100%. It takes 100% great mental attitude and great mental toughness to excel in a sport or a business or a career, anything. And it won't work if you're physically a wreck. So you physically have to take care of your castle, of your, what do they call it? Your body, I forgot. But you have to take care of your temple. That's it, your body. Okay. So I could be drinking a Coke right now or a coffee, but I know those are not good for my body. Coffee is a stimulant. It dehydrates you. It's got all kinds of, they could say they have mold in beans now. There's all kinds of side effects. Coca-Cola is just sugar, and it was designed to remove blood stains from crime scenes. Like it's a chemical. Like be aware of your body. Give your body everything you do for your body is about performance. So that's the other 100%. The physical part of your body needs to, you need to walk, you need to stretch, you need to drink good quality water, you need to forest bathe. Look up forest bathing. There's scientific research now from the 80s of how powerful forest bathing releases what I call dopamine, um, oxytocin, and serotonin. And these things all are just perfecting your temple, your body, and that's your 100%. You have to physically have mobility and you have to have strength. You can't have too much mobility depending on what you're doing. Like your machine, your body. So most people just work on that. They just work on their body. And if they want to be, I don't know why people lift weights. I honestly don't get it unless you want to be a professional weightlifter. But like the body adapts to the sport or to the lifestyle. Like if you're doing yoga, you do yoga. Maybe you walk and nature breathe and stuff, but you develop a yoga body or a Pilates body or a long distance runner's body develops into that skateboarder's body. You know, you don't become all tight and bulky to become a pro skater. You can't really be an Ironman with. I'm trying to get a lower. I got sucked into lifting weights in high school and stuff for a little bit, and for snowboarding, and got a little big up here for me, a little bit like a real Ironman. Like I hope to be in the next couple of years even leaner up here because then my chassis is lighter. My heart's pumping blood to my legs where I want the I want the machine to work. I want my blood to pump to the right areas. So adaptation is something that I learned. Periodization. These things are all really, really great things. And so when we talk next episode about being the CEO of your life, of your dreams, of your 10-year dream, those are things as you build your team experts. I learned this from Gino Cinco, who's one of the greatest therapists in the world. He's traveling the world with Phil Mickelson, and he owns San Diego's performance sports clinics where Function Smart is his place, and he works with Olympic athletes and Ironmen and all kinds of great skateboarders, bikers, all kinds of great successful athletes. And I've sat in his seminars. I've known him for years, a good friend, and um, he's taught me through the science and the experience, and he's the reason I am into doing Ironmans. Is it's better on my body than golf. Golf was a twisting, stopping, impact move. Ironman's running, swimming. I call it massage, and biking. But adaptation and building the 100% physical part of it doesn't work without the mental part of it. So you have to have 100%, 100%, and then you have to have the Bert secret sauce, third 100%, to give you your 300% success plan for your dream, your 10-year dream. So for me, let's go over it. You can plug this into your dream. Hopefully you watched the first or the second episode and you worked on your 10-year dream. So you have your 10-year dream. You're going to be the world's best surfer or skateboarder or Pilates instructor, or you're going to be a tennis player. Whatever your dream is, you're going to be in 10 years. You're going to be the world's greatest. You're going to win everything. You're going to teach people. You're going to share. You're going to give love. Like you're going to be the greatest. So I'm going to be the greatest Ironman in the world. I'm going to win at Kona, and I'm going to be the oldest man in his 60s to win against the young guys, and this is the big ass dream. Okay, and I'm nothing's stopping me. That's my dream. I'm going for that, right? Okay, so I need the 300% work and focus to get there. Okay, so if I just said, oh, it's 100% mental, I'll just conquer this and I'm going to go win the world. Then I could go tomorrow. I could go this October and just sign up and just mentally do it. There's no way. I'm physically not there. So it might take me 2, 3, 4, 5 years to adapt to this, right? So I am trying to adapt my body through periodization, adaptation, nutrition, rest, recovery, lifestyle, Killian's playfulness, skipping down the hills. I'll be swimming with my dog in Hawaii and running and giving myself the best chance physically. So this is the dream. I'm gonna win an Ironman. 300% is the effort. I'm gonna give 300%. Sounds like I'm gonna beat myself to death, but actually giving 300% is going to allow me not to get injured and go on GOAT status. Okay, what is GOAT status? It's, I'm using David Roach. Sorry, I've watched all your podcasts and I love you. You're amazing. But you are excited about how you pushed through all this pain and you're injured and you have 13 issues in your leg. That's not GOAT status. Sorry, David. GOAT status is, oh, there's something that's not right in my ankle. I'm skipping this race, skipping the Western, whatever it's called, or Leadville or something, because I'm going to be the GOAT and I'm going to win 10 of these in the next 20 years or something. So the physical part has to be there. The mental part has to be there. You can't fake either of those. You can't do one without the other. You can't just take the most physically adapted guy in the world if he's got no mental focus and he can't get through some pain or some low days or how to stay focused on his running. Like now I'm running and I'm training myself. I call it 10-7-BBB. That's my acronym when I'm running. So it's a 10-foot spot in front of me, which I learned snowboarding. In moguls and skiing and snowboarding, you have to look 10 feet ahead of you. Mountain biking, you have to look I guess everything, skateboarding, anything where you're moving, if you're not focused on what's in front of you, I guess just even walking, like if you're walking down the street and if you're not looking at what's in front of you and you're looking around at the clouds, just walking, there's a good chance you're going to step in a pothole or on a rock or a curb and fall. So the mental practice, the mental focus, you have to have both. You could be, like I said, the most physically perfect machine adapted guy from Kenya that could run for days. But if you don't know how to focus and concentrate and peak and all these things, you're probably not going to win. So that's 100% mental, 100% physical. And then the last part is 100% luck. And luck doesn't just happen. Okay. So this is probably the most motivating part of it all is luck is a result of hard work. I think I got that from Ben Hogan, who invented practice in golf. Before him, not too many people practiced. You just showed up, had a beer and a cigarette or a cigar, whatever they did back in the 50s or whatever, and they played golf. And then they went home or whatever and worked. But he would say, well, I want to get better. So he would take a little bag of balls and go out to a ranch, a horse stable or wherever. There were no driving ranges, no practice areas. And he would tell a guy to stand out there and he's going to hit 30 golf balls to Joe Bob out in the farm that's standing out there. And there was a book about the caddy, like this guy was so good. He's like, hey, this one's coming in left to right, and right by his head. And sometimes it hit the caddy or the ball marker or whatever he's called. But yeah, so practicing and preparing and luck comes from hard work. So he figured that out. Like I've got a coach, Matt Fitzgerald, Training Peaks. Look up he's got all like the world's #1 selling training programs, and to do an Ironman really shows it because you can only really do 2 full Ironmans a year and do your best. So you got 6 months of training, an event, a couple weeks off, and then 6 months of training and an event or 5, whatever it is. And I reached out to Matt after reading his book. First coaches, no offense, Janet, but first coaches were like, yeah, 80/20 is go hard, hard, and 20% easy. It's the opposite. You go 80% easy, low heart rate, low impact, and 20% above lactic threshold, above hard impact, very hard on your body, on your mind. Um, so that was a game changer for me, learning about 80/20, which Matt borrowed all this, and he talks about Steven Seiler a million times in all his work. And Steven Seiler is a physiologist living in Norway who uncovered polarization and 80/20 training. So 80/20 is the easier way to look at it. So before I heard of that, I grew up my whole life, everyone in America, every coach, parent, go work hard, train hard. But I'm tired, Dad. My knees all scabbed up. My back hurts. I fell off the ramp, and I've got to work hard. If you're not, the other guys are. Keep going, and you just push yourself into injury, fatigue, failure, and that isn't GOAT status. That isn't going to last long. That might get you like mentally tough in a weird way, but that's the American way. Is go go, and the Russians proved it. I think there's research that shows that their athletes even died because they worked them to death. They pushed them so hard without recovery. So 80/20 polarization. My coach Matt, who does all my planning, I get my planning from him, and we've spoke a few times about my goals and dreams to win Ironmans. Uh, it's about just planning and recovering, and so that's how I'm getting luckier and luckier. Is how with Ironmans it's easy because it's all heart rate driven. I never had this skateboarding. I think they do it sometimes in golf. They check heart rate, but you know to if I know I want to peak on next Saturday, I'm going to do a big hard run. Let's say I'm going to or training day. Let's say I'm going to swim 2K and I'm going to ride for 4 hours and 3 or 4 30-minute sprints at a high heart rate. And then I'm going to get off and run 10 miles and I'm going to have a strong finish. Okay, so it's going to be a hard ass training day. The old me before 80/20 would have done that every day, tried to do that. Injury, failure, mental fatigue, burnout, quit. So you have to take your ego aside and know that the lucky part of it is consistently working as hard and efficiently as you can. That's how you're going to get lucky. And then when you win, no one sees all this. No one's going to see my 5 years of training and moving to Hawaii and swimming in the ocean and running in the heat training and going to Kona and training on the track and the wind and understanding where the wind comes out of these canyon chutes. Like there's so much that I'm going to put into it, and that's the fun, that's the journey. But I'm going to put it in 300%. Okay, 100% mental, 100% physical, and 100% luck, which is the work plan. So I think that's enough to take in. That's a lot. Talking about it really shows me the journeys I've been through, and it's really cool having decades of different sports and skateboarding. I did it all the American way. I was literally wake up in the morning, can't even move at like 14 years old, 15 years old, sheets sticking to my scabs. Just, I gotta get to the skate park. Give me a Pepsi. Or for me, it was Gatorade and Doritos. Give me some crappy processed food and push myself when I'm dead and I can't even talk because I have no energy. Um, to snowboarding, where a little bit more of both. Did some training, some resting, getting some massages, taking it easy. Kind of naturally was doing 80/20, I think. But Ironman's just black and white. Like you can't go run fucking 20 miles a day and ride 5 miles a day. You can't eat enough to recover, and two, to build a glycogen to get your muscles going, and two, you can't sustain that. You'll just break and fall apart. So 80/20 training is your third, part of the 300%, the whole lucky part. And like I say, no one sees all this. This is the behind the scenes work that makes your journey fun. Um, I hope this helps you. So just a quick recap: 10-year dream, 300%. Okay, 10-year dream, whatever that is for you. I want to hear some of these. Post some of these, please. Tell me your 10-year dreams. I even want to invite someone on here and we'll talk about your 10-year dreams. I'll share whatever I can to guide you to build the team. And then next week, we'll talk about the CEO of your 10-year dream, which is you. And it's so fun and it's so rewarding. And thank you for watching. I like to thank or shout out to my sponsor, to my only advertiser, myself, LaMar Organic Wear. This is my clothing brand, LaMar Organic Wear, and I am launching and developing and constantly improving my non-toxic performance activewear, which is made from nature certified organic cotton with stretch. It took me years to develop it, and I closet cleansed. I can't wear polyester or anything toxic. There's a ton of research out there, so it's PFAS free, microplastic free, and one of the big issues that a lot of these companies are doing in the world is they are here's a hoodie. They are trying to make organic cotton product, but then they dye it with toxic dyes. Same with like your bedding. So this is dyed with natural indigo flowers, and I have a pot actually going of coffee, natural coffee and tea. Isn't that beautiful? You can see the floral print in there. Just ship one out and they messaged me how they just love it. They've never seen anything like it. So this is in a pot with indigo flowers and it makes a print of the flower. And this is the logo from my new brand, LaMar Organic Wear. So you can check it out here. Sorry, lamarorganicwear.com. And it's all locally made. The logo represents a string of hearts and plants, right? So it's made from threads, nature certified organic and linen, and it's made for humans. Those are the hearts to make people healthy and happy. And it's made out of plants, dyed with plants. They all have an EMF safe pocket. This is where you put your phone. I guess there was an article just out recently about, I think it's the 49ers. I don't follow sports, but a football team that's had the most injuries for years, and they found out they're next to an EMF 5G plant, and that's drying out their tendons and causing their injuries. They're moving. So I'm not making this stuff up. This is what's happening, and I'm just making it healthy. And it feels incredible to wear this. So shout out to my sponsor, LaMar Organic Wear. And thank you. Have a great day. And thanks for following. And please share this, like this, whatever it takes to grow this so we can keep doing it. All right.